I'd like to welcome everybody to the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting. It is August 12th, 2021. The time is 9 o'clock. Everybody could please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up, we have a public hearing on the Morrison and Park 1 bond refinancing. Do we have anybody here to speak against it? Anybody here to speak for it? If not, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Brad, I did forget one thing. Can you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner King,
Here.
Angie Moyer,
Here.
Bryce Conyers,
Here.
Carrie Wingerly,
Here.
Eugene Whitehead.
Here.
Okay, next we'll move to approval for minutes.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have table business, resolution 2021-08 Greenway Study contribution. Joe's got your name on it.
I mean, if you guys want to take it off the table, that's it. I don't honestly remember why it was tabled.
Can I jump in real
Yeah.
quick? I spoke with Carrie, it's on the Greenwood board. I think we're okay to leave this on the table at this time.
Okay.
There's no real immediate direction we have been addressed with in the last 30 days.
Okay. We'll just leave it table and we'll move on to new business. Open the bids for the Morrison Tiff area paving.
Right.
Right under the package there.
There you go. No.
I'll let you do that, Joe. We got one bid from E&B Paving. Thank you to Angie Moyer for coordinating the solicitation of bids.
No problem.
The engineer's estimate, this project was 1.3 million, so I don't know where these will land, but just for your reference to note.
All right, so E&B paving, are there 5 components to this?
Be 5 separate roads. I'm hoping there's a total on there. Joe.
There is a total. The grand total is $1,168,753.
Could you repeat that, Joe?
$1,168,753.
Thank you.
There's only one bid. Do we need to take this under advisement or
You don't need to. I mean,
just?
we can make sure it's got, I mean, I would say if you're gonna approve the bid, approve it contingent on all of the paperwork being here and with all the bid packet being, I guess, complete. Needs to be a responsive bid, so.
Brad, would you prefer us to take it under advisement and do it next meeting, or is it?
I was thinking that if we got more than one bid, we would take them under advisement and allow the attorney Joe to review them. But since there's only one bid and it is in fact
Under?
120 some thousand less than our engineer's estimate, in order to get this done in this paving season, I would recommend that you approve it.
Okay.
And pending,
On what Joe said?
yes, contingent upon the paperwork and everything being in order.
All right.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Can we have Joe, as soon as he gets done, respond to the board so we know?
Yep.
Thank you, Joe.
Next, we have the former Bravini Building improvement request and announcement.
Brett, thank you. I'm a little under the weather. I've had a cough. I've had 2 negative COVID tests, but I'm wearing a mask. So if you can't hear me, please tell me to repeat. This is one of my favorite projects that I've worked on. I don't know if you all are, well, I know you all are aware, but just as a recap, we've working with Commissioner King and Bill Walters and the other commissioners, we've been really successful the last 18 months with economic development projects. The new Campack factory, the new Inox factory on South Calhoun Road, Clearline Technologies buying J.D. Norman. PNC Manufacturing buying the former Littler Diecast in Albany. Kind of at an unprecedented time in filling some manufacturing needs that we haven't had in a long time, in decades. This is my favorite project, and I'll tell you why. Muncie Power Products is a local company. They've got an excellent reputation in our community. I have a lot of respect. I've been able to work with the executive team and the executive board at the company on this project, or the management team, I should say. They're here today, Kathy White and Rex Millspaw. And I have a lot of support for this project. They are purchasing and have purchased the Bravini building in Park 1. They're planning a large expansion there. Kathy will update you on that here in just a second. I've shown that building and with Bill Walters at least 25 times over 5 years. I've never shown it to a company with capacity of Muncie Power Products. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited to get this building in the hands of somebody in the community that's going to use it. They're not leaving Muncie. Their corporate office will remain downtown, but we'll be filling the building with machinery and equipment and jobs for the area. So we're happy to get that back in use. I've come a full circle on this Bravini project. I was there when Bravini came to town, and I watched the rise and fall of that, and now we're to a point where we've got a user that I have a lot of confidence in. So their request from you for assistance is $1,260,209. They're reconfiguring truck dock doors. They're doing concrete work to fill in 11 large machine pits. They're adding additional offices and an unfinished office area space. They're adding an engineering lab and employee break room. They're doing HVAC repair and upgrades. They're doing fire suppression system upgrades. They're doing a new compressed air system upgrade, and they're removing the rail lift crane. They're doing a demo of that. I've shared with the management team that the County Redevelopment Commission does not have $1.2 million in reserves in that area. What you do have in that area to assist with, I've had Baker Tilly run an analysis of this. I shared this with you all yesterday in an email. I'll put my glasses on and see it. You can afford to assist them with these items up to $500,000 this year and $200,000 next year in 2022. I've shared this with Kathy White. I think the support, I think they're good with that. And I'm going to let Kathy at this time tell you about their plans, the company, all they're going to do, and all the positives of the project.
Morning.
Good morning.
So we've been looking at the Bravini building for quite some time, and we're really glad that it's working out. It's a great building, it's a great site, great location. Could not be happier that this has finally happened. Now, the fun part starts. We have to get all the improvements and get it up to speed so that we can actually move into the building and get it operational. I think you guys all know we have lots of challenges with materials and all that, and prices went up. So I guess it would have been great if this happened 2 years ago before COVID, but it is what it is. So the idea is to get this up and operational, hopefully start moving in probably by the end of the first quarter next year at the latest, depending on material shortages and labor and you know what we have to wait for. Seems like we're gonna be okay. We've got some things that are ready to start with the concrete and things like that. With that and with this assistance, this is gonna help us go to our parent company and get the further approval to do an additional expansion on that property of about 110,000 square feet. That's gonna bring not only our distribution center, which is over on Pershing, there's a leased warehouse that has our hose and fittings product operations that's gonna move over there, our snow and ice division, and then we have a tank manufacturing, wholly owned subsidiary that's over in Fairmount that we plan to move over to that same campus and have us all on the same property. It's a lot to do, and our parent company is the final approval. But they seem to be very positive. They approved the building. They're excited about the expansion. And so we've been in business, what, 85
85 plus
years? 85, 86 years. We want to stay in this community. We're local, we've grown up here, and we're really excited that we're able to stay in this community and just expand and keep our people. It's all about the people.
Rex, did you want to share anything?
No, I think you've shared it all. I mean, you know.
I talk a lot.
No, we're, like I said, Kathy said, we're really excited to, to have that opportunity to stay in Delaware County in Muncie. And, no, it's an exciting time. It's scary, but exciting all at the same time.
I'm really excited to see somebody going to the Brovini building.
Let's don't hear positive about it, why?
Yes, this is a long time coming for me, yeah. I'm tired of driving out there showing the building.
Yeah.
What's the what?
Yearly payroll.
I don't have a dollar amount for the yearly payroll because it's overall, because we have locations in Tulsa and other locations. Yeah, I don't have that exact payroll, but we have about 220 between the tank manufacturer and Muncie. It's about 220 employees right now, and we're looking for at least 20 more right now, just as everybody else is looking for people, and that will grow. We're at capacity, and that's the reason for all of this is that we've been at capacity and over capacity, and we've got to grow to be able to take care of our customer base.
Joe, do we need to put this into a motion to have you to do an agreement
Sure.
between us and Muncie Power Products for the $500,000 in 2021 and the $200,000 in 2022 for the improvements?
You can. I mean, you'll have to approve the agreement at the next meeting anyways,
Right.
but if you want to go ahead and
Do
do the
approval to have
authorization,
you.
yeah.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to go ahead and have Joe get started on the paperwork for the improvement agreement. Everybody in favor say aye. Any opposed?
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. Show one abstention.
Correct, got it. May I mention also, as just a reminder, and for the public, that Brovini had paid all of their clawback money. And so total monies received to the county from Brovini for their clawback is $1.4 million. So there is sufficient clawback money, which was helped to take out the bond issue that the county issued for Brovini, so that is paid off, and there's additional funds left over to help with this money to Muncie Power Products to repurpose the building. So these are tax dollars specifically for the Park 1 industrial area, not from residential or any other places in the county. Okay?
And thank Muncie Power Products for staying in our community, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, they had the opportunity to go anywhere. There's 92 counties, and I know 91 others would have given them the same
Yeah,
offer.
yeah.
So we're happy they're staying here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the hard work everybody put in on this, so thank you. Next, we'll move to Resolution 2021-16, Tiff Pledge and Financing Agreement for Campack. Joe?
So this is a resolution, it's just kind of a formality. The redevelopment commission needs to approve the resolution to pledge 75% of the new TIF revenue that'll come in from the Campack project to pay bonds for that project. And then the other 25% is retained by you guys for whatever you want to use it for. This is just one more step in that whole process to actually pledge that TIF revenue.
I moved it for the resolution.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? We'll move to Resolution 2021-17, TIF Pledge for Delville Solar Project. Joe?
This is kind of the same thing, you're pledging revenue from the Daleville TIF to fund the Daleville Town Hall Solar Project, which I think was talked about in the, June meeting?
Correct.
So this is just formalizing that pledge.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move to Resolution 2021-18, Park 1 Refinancing Preparation Introduction Resolution. Joe?
So you guys are planning to issue new bonds for the Morrison, Tiff to pay off existing bonds, basically get a better rate and save some money. But you need to appropriate the money that will be coming from the new bond issue. So this is just appropriating that new money.
This is the introduction. This one will be signed at the September meeting.
Okay.
Yes, so this is just the introduction of it. And it's for the Part 1 rail
Oh
spur
yeah, sorry, this is part one.
refinance.
There's another one for Morrison, but yeah.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll move to resolution 2021-19, part 1, refinancing bond resolution.
So this is the bond resolution, obviously. This is the resolution that authorizes the issue of the bond and has the general parameters of the bond. I think you had already done this for part 1 maybe, or
Or for Morrison.
Morrison, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's same concept, but different bond.
So just to recap this one, there's no new money being captured. The term of the bond stays the same as it was before, only the interest rate is being lowered, saving nearly $200,000 to the county for the refinancing.
And sorry, one other thing, this does not extend the length or the life of the TIF area either. So everything stays the same with the interest rate.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Move to resolution 2021-20, adopt Morrison refinancing appropriation resolution.
This is the same thing, just for Morrison, and I think this is the second reading.
Yeah, last month was the introduction of this one. This is the second.
Okay.
Okay. This one will save in excess of $400,000 plus capture 1.3 million, which will do the paving projects that Joe opened at the start of the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next, we'll go to the Baird Bond Underwriter Placement Agent for bond refinancing. Brad?
Yes, Baker Tilly, as our financial advisor, issued a request for proposals for underwriters to handle both of the refinancings. Their recommendation is the Baird proposal, which I forwarded to all of you for review. And I would ask for your approval on that today. This is the recommendation for Baker Tilly.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next, we'll move to appraisal summary for 3311 West Cornbread Road property. Brad?
Yes, you had previously asked me to secure 2 appraisals for the property at 3311 West Cornbread Road. Access valuations appraisal was $64,000. RPM's appraisal was $50,000 for an average of $57,500. This came in lower than expected. I expected this to be $70,000 to $90,000. At your approval, we will make a formal offer of the $57,500 to the property owner for the purchase of that property.
So moved.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next, we'll move appraisals for 4601 and 4805 South Walnut Street, former Hilltop Hotel project.
Yeah, so as many of you know, the former Hilltop Hotel project has been a tax delinquent project for a long time. Looks bad. Thanks to Commissioner King, he had the Muncie Police Department run some drug people out of there not too long ago and tow some of their cars, and so that's just been kind of a haven of nuisance in that area. We do have a not-for-profit agency there was a small article in the newspaper about veteran housing possibly going to that location. They asked for the opportunity to be able to expand into the neighboring properties. Carrie Wiggerly, pro bono, some time to contact some of those folks that you didn't know there, asked them if they would be interested in selling, and they were elated to be able to have an offer for somebody to sell. I've secured 2 proposals to appraise both of those properties on either side, see if those would be willing sellers that would be incorporated into one larger project for the whole area, for the whole site. RPM appraisers from Indianapolis has offered to appraise for $2,950. And Access Evaluations has offered to appraise both properties for $3,000. And they're all multiple parcels, so it's going to be all of the parcels in one appraisal summary for each one. So I'll be happy to get this work underway at your approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention.
Got it?
Next, we'll move to the survey of Delaware County Redevelopment Commission owned parcels in Delville.
1 second here, let me get caught up. There are two parcels owned by the County Redevelopment Commission that are west of the Westco Shell Building. And I've had multiple inquiries about those sites. Tracy Lutton has had multiple inquiries about those sites. We'd like to request that the commission pay for a survey of both of those properties. I've asked Ashton Land Surveyor to provide me a proposal. I do not have that this time. They did not get it back to me in time for the meeting. I'm estimating that it should not cost in excess of $1,500 to do both properties. I do not need a boundary survey, site staking. I only need legal description and an electronic version of the site. It would be good for me to provide that to potential prospects showing in the survey. So I'd ask for up to $1,500 to contract with Ashton Land Surveyors to get those two sites surveyed so we can get them in the hands of a prospect and maybe back on tax rolls in the future.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next, we'll move to the Delville Town Hall change order request, added door and data locations.
Yeah, so I received from Daleville a request, and we all know that the town hall has been under construction there for some time. This is the first, I guess, change, and everybody knows is when you work through a large construction project like that, you have some things along the way you'd like to change. This is to move a door, frame, hardware, and materials, and to do some new data points for some plugins that I think were over and above the original. Total is $3,487. This is the first change order for that project. And there is sufficient funds in the Tiff district to cover this. I'd ask for your approval. Proceed.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next, we'll move to Lockmuller proposal for professional engineering services.
Yeah, this is another one that I'm excited about. We have a proposal from Lockmuller. We're basically out of industrial sites that we have good control over and understand the lay of the land with the Inox project, Campack project, et cetera. There's an 80-acre site that is immediately east of Magna 2 on Fusen Road. That site is currently for sale. I'd like to contract with Lockmuller Group, utilizing funds from the Industrial Center Tiff District, to do a water, sewer, and roadway and utility resource analysis of that area to determine what the capacity of utilities is at that site. All work completed from the engineering company is $29,800, and I can get that underway soon so that we can, commissioners and myself need to have some property to be able to market in that area because we have a lot of leads in that area right now. We need to be ready for them. So I'd like to proceed with Lockmuller to get that site prepped for future
Can you
development.
repeat what they're going to?
Yes,
put
it is.
together?
It is, I'll just read each one of their little headings right here. There is a full utility analysis of all utilities, so that's both public and private utility. They're going to do a roadway analysis. They're also going to do the stormwater and the topographical drainage analysis for the site. And then as far as the roadway, determine what improvements would be needed for the road if there were truck traffic and employee traffic in and out of that site on a regular basis. So when we have prospects come to town, they like us to have that information. They want to know, can this road handle 30 trucks a day?
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what they'll be doing.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion for approval in a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next, we'll move to July invoices. Does anybody have any questions over the invoices? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve all invoices.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? We'll move to the August invoices. Does anybody have any questions over the invoices for August? If not, I'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Next, we have our bonds. Anybody have any questions over the bonds? Not, I'll entertain a motion in a second to pay all bonds.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we'll open up for public discussion. Go ahead, Jacob.
James, what I just wanted to let you guys know, out on the Muncie Industrial Trail, we paved that last week. We're finishing up some curbs and some ramps and some drives on that. Hopefully to spread topsoil next week, get that seeded. That way you guys can come in and pave 26th Street. And I sent an email. The fence contractor's having issues getting the wood he needs to build that fence rail. And the tree mitigation guys, after the diesel spill in the spring out there, they wanted to have one more soil test that they do just in case anything leached in. They don't want their trees to die off, and you guys have to plan to plant more trees. But that won't happen until fall. So I suggest out there that we go ahead and get rid of our office after this month. You guys are paying for, because after I'm done with topsoil, the only thing. The only thing that BS will need to do is come out and count trees and count fence once it's installed. So, I don't think there's no reason to keep that office for them if they're only going to be in for a short period of time. And I'll let Brad talk to BS to make sure they're okay with that, but that's my suggestion out there is get rid of that. And on the Morrison Tiff Trail, we should be wrapping up real close at the end of this month. And all that Commonwealth. If I can speak on that office too, if we can get right out of that office, that's just something else you guys won't have to pay for after this month. I got like a 5-month lease on it, so I still got another month or two myself. But other on that office, but I'm not worried about that rent. I got guys that can use that for a little bit for myself. So. That's it. Oh, and we should have McGuire open today. By 5 or 6 o'clock, the rail should be pulled off. And the only thing I may have to do is go out there and dress up topsoil. We may not get all the topsoil placed behind a couple of the areas. But I've been working with Jim Will at Ball State. He's just texted me now, wanting to know what time barrels will be pulled tonight so they can have the police out there setting up signs.
Okay.
So
Did you get a beam break on that driveway, or is that?
that will be broken sometime today.
Oh,
Yeah, but that was a really hot mix, that's stout right now, that drive is.
Yeah, so we're hoping the concrete comes up to strength for the Bryner Sports Complex driveway so that it can be opened as well. So that it looks like it should be, so hopefully today if.
Hopefully, yeah, Jim wants everything open today.
Yeah.
So, I've worked with Ball State for, past 20 years, so I know how they are. It's open, we need to get it open, especially with 20, 30,000 kids coming back today tomorrow.
Yeah, they're moving.
You want to try to get him here at our next meeting,
Yes,
and we'll wait to do this when he's here.
he had told me he would be at the meeting today, so I'm surprised he's not here. I wonder if something came up.
All right.
So we have a bike for Paul Garrison.
Yeah, I'd like to have him here so we
Yeah.
can present it to him.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we can get him.
I had seen him on Sunday. He confirmed to be here.
I just want to say that I really love the 26th Street Trail.
Yeah.
I know it's not done, but I've been walking it anyway, but it's going to be so nice when
Yeah, it
it's
is.
finished.
So
now you kinda
walk on it.
Got to go up and down and around a few spots, but
Out on the road.
it's so nice.
Said you're not out the road walking
No.
out.
You just got to kind of be careful with the step offs.
Drops off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's nice. I really like it. I'll be glad when they get the bridge open on Tillotson so I can walk
It's
all the
open
way
now.
to
Oh, it's
Speedway.
open now.
It's
Oh, it is? Well,
Yeah.
the barricade's still up there?
Well, it's just off to the side.
So I thought
Yeah,
maybe I
did-
shouldn't
yeah.
go over it, so.
It's off to the side.
So it's okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good to go.
I just,
That was what?
I don't have enough
2
good
weeks
to
ago?
say about that trail. I just love it. You
Yeah, I
can
think
ride
it was
your
2 weeks
bike,
ago.
you can walk, it's really nice. It's
Yeah.
made me exercise more. I tell you
So right
that.
now, from the jail all the way to 12th Street, all ramps are poured across the roads.
Yeah.
Okay, all the ADA's done. It's just topsoil. Need to get
Looks
in.
nice.
See
It does, it looks real nice.
I got one thing. The Yorktown Legion came to me, and we don't have to vote on it or anything today. But I'll have Brad send it to everyone, but would like to get some benches and some trash cans. But what they'd like to do on the benches is have some of the veterans' names engraved in on them. And they were wanting to get our help to see if we could do it. And I think you said we could use funding from the Morrison Tiff
Yes, correct.
to do it. But like I said, we don't have to vote on it today. I'd like for Brad to get it out to everybody so they can take a look at it. But it seems like a neat project and everything. It's something, show the respect for our veterans. So,
That's good. They've done some admirable work. I don't know if everybody's been behind
Yeah.
Legion in Yorktown to see what they've done with the new park, but
Yeah.
they've done it quite a bit. So they've got a request, and I'll email this to everybody before next month's meeting. So, Commissioner,
Yep.
may I introduce Norman Smith?
Yep.
I've known Norman for a long time, and he came to our meeting today because of public notice. He owns some property around the Morrison Road area, so I've shared with Norman that I'll stay after the meeting and brief him on that entire project from start to finish, so
okay.
he can kind of understand what we're doing. So is that okay, Norman? Okay, sounds good. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but there's
Yeah, you
things. This is a recurring thing every month, so, yeah. Okay,
Well, does anybody have anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Then adjournment.